Tulip Mania. There's something strange about this painting. At first, you might think it's the wooden shoes, the windmills, or the Dutch houses with their gables. But those are all typical features of a Vermeer painting. What makes this one strange is what you don't see, one tiny detail that everyone misses. In the 1640s, the Dutch were going crazy over tulips. The flower had been imported from Turkey and was taking the country by storm. People were buying tulip bulbs for up to 10 times their annual salary. In fact, these bulb prices got so out of hand that a single bulb could cost the same as an entire house. So what caused this mania? Why were people spending their life savings on these flowers? Well, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time in England, there lived a man named Isaac Newton. He's probably best known for discovering gravity after an apple fell on his head. But he was also one of the greatest mathematicians of all time. One day, King Charles II asked Newton to solve a problem. There were two groups of people who refused to pay taxes. The king wanted to know how many people belonged to each group. But here's the catch. No one knew exactly. They just knew the total number of people. And they knew some other numbers. But they didn't know which ones corresponded to which group. Can you guess what this sounds like? That's right, a math puzzle. And this was just the beginning. From solving disputes between monks to calculating the trajectory of cannonballs, math has always played a huge role in our world. It helps us understand everything from the motion of planets to the spread of viruses. And although we don't realize it, the way we understand math today is because of one guy. A guy who lived more than 100 years ago. A guy named Alan Turing. You see, before computers, if you needed to perform complex calculations, you would need a person or an abacus. But this changed when Turing developed a machine that could test countless possibilities in mere seconds. And the craziest thing, it did all this by thinking. And I mean that literally. Turing created one of the world's first computers to help break the toughest codes of World War II. But why do we care? What's so amazing about breaking codes? Well, during World War II, the German military used a machine called Enigma. This machine could generate billions of combinations every second. The problem was there were no known ways to decode them. To the Germans, it seemed impossible to crack Enigma, but to Turing, it was just a math problem. If his machine could calculate probabilities faster than the enemy could change their codes, then victory was within reach. And that's where things get really interesting. Because to build his machine, Turing would need the help of some very unlikely allies. Eccentric millionaires, injured soldiers, and even women who had never worked a day in science. Today, we can't imagine a world without computers. They've made everything easier from online shopping to streaming shows. And it's safe to say that these devices saved countless lives during World War II. But what is amazing is that none of this would have been possible without the work of one man, a mathematician named Alan Turing. Now you might be wondering, how did Turing become the father of computers? Well, it all started when Britain went to war. You see, at the time, Germany was using a machine called Enigma to send secret messages, and no one could crack the code. But that's where Turing came in. After being recruited by the British government, he set out to beat Enigma, a mission that would push the limits of technology and mathematics. Now I could spend the next 50 minutes talking about this. But the craziest part is yet to come. You see, to crack Enigma, Turing realized he needed a new type of machine, a machine that could mimic human thought. So he did something crazy. He built a machine that could learn and evolve its approach to solving problems. A machine that could think. And this was just the beginning. Soon, Turing and his team were breaking all kinds of codes, including the famous Lorentz cipher. This victory made headlines around the world. But most people still haven't heard of Turing. That's because the truth of the story is stranger than fiction. You see, after the war, Turing was arrested for being gay. Back then, homosexuality was illegal in Britain, and Turing was offered a choice: prison or castration. Tragically, he chose castration and lived out the rest of his days in secrecy. But despite the hardships he faced, Turing's legacy lives on. In fact, you can still find pieces of his work all around you. From the computers that power our smartphones to the algorithms that help us find love online. So let's take a moment to celebrate the genius of Alan Turing, a man whose work changed the world forever. And hey, if you like happy endings, don't worry, the story doesn't end here. You see, in recent years, Turing's reputation has been restored and he's become a national hero of Britain. In fact, in 2019, a statue of Turing was unveiled in Manchester, where he once lived. And in 2022, the British government even issued a formal apology for his mistreatment. But beyond the apologies and statues, Turing's impact can be seen in everything from the digital age to artificial intelligence. His work helped pave the way for some of the most important innovations of our time. In fact, some experts believe that Turing's ideas could one day lead to true artificial intelligence. Imagine a world where machines can think and learn just like humans. It might sound like science fiction, but it's really just the next step in evolution. Of course, this raises a lot of questions. Like, what will the future of AI look like? Will robots take over the world? Well, that remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure. It all started with one man. A man who dared to dream of a world where machines could think. And that's why I love science and math. It's not just about formulas and equations. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible. It's about exploring the unknown and discovering the secrets of the universe. Sadly, not everyone gets to experience this excitement, especially students who struggle with math. But that's why I'm so passionate about my work. I want to show students that math can be fun, engaging, and even exciting. And it all starts with a growth mindset. That's why I'm so excited to partner with Brilliant for this video. Brilliant is an online learning platform that offers thousands of lessons in science, computer science, and math. But what sets Brilliant apart is their approach to learning. Brilliant uses interactive lessons and real-world examples to help students grasp complex concepts quickly, and the results speak for themselves. 93% of Brilliant students report improved confidence in their ability to learn math, and that's no surprise when you see how effective their lessons are. For example, let's say you want to learn about vectors, which are used in everything from physics to computer science. Instead of drowning in text, Brilliant breaks down the concept with an interactive animation. You can drag the vector to different positions and see how it changes. You can even adjust the magnitude of the vector and see how it affects the result. Brilliant also knows how to make learning stick. Instead of memorizing formulas, Brilliant teaches you how and why they work. This way, you'll never forget what you learned. And the best part is that Brilliant makes learning accessible to everyone. Whether you're a student, professional, or just someone who wants to expand their knowledge, you can learn at your own pace and on the go. And the best way to experience Brilliant for yourself is to try it out for free. With a free account, you'll get access to thousands of lessons and a personalized learning plan based on your goals and interests. It has the perfect way to test drive Brilliant and see how it can help you learn faster and more effectively. So what are you waiting for? Whether you want to brush up on your math skills or explore the latest advancements in artificial intelligence, the answers are out there waiting for you. All you have to do is take the first step and sign up for a free account at Brilliant. Org/great moments in history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to stay curious.